Hello, Mrs. Moore. I'm doing the next video journal. As you know, this one is the budget exercise. So the first thing I did was I calculated the new salary with the raise pool of 1.5%, and I also calculated the total expenses on everything but salary with the inflation rate of 1%. So I got $258,825 for the new salary, and then the total expenses for everything but salary with the inflation rate was $607,515. So that added up to a grand total of $866,340 for their total budget now, with the raise and the inflation rate added up. So as you know, I have to get this down to $750,000. So what I did was I cut $3,000 from consumables / supplies, leaving us with a grand total of $7,000. Then I'm cutting $10,000 away from publicity, and then I'm cutting $63,340 away from advertising. I'm not cutting anything away from the software and hardware upgrades budget. I'm cutting travel in half to $5,000, and then entertainment down to $1,000. And that gave us a grand total of $116,340. So you subtract that from the new budget, and you get $750,000. So I reached the budget perfectly with that, with rearranging all the money in that way. The reasons why I cut the things that I cut was consumables and supplies is obviously important. You need supplies, but you don't necessarily need to spend $10,000 on it. I feel like $7,000 is still a lot for everything you would need, you know, from like pens and pencils and things and paper and things like that, like the simple things to more advanced things. I feel like $7,000 is still gonna cover it. Publicity is obviously important too. I mean, everything on this budget is important, but again, I feel like some of it can withstand a pretty big blow. $40,000 is still a pretty good amount to spend on publicity. You know, you should be able to get a lot of things done with that amount of money. Advertising is also very important, and they spend so much money on advertising anyways that $63,000 isn't really even going to put a dent in how much they're spending on it. So they still have a large budget for advertising, and they can pretty much do whatever they would like to do in that regard. Software and hardware I felt like was just really important, and I didn't want to mess with it because it's not that much money anyways. It's $30,000, so I just felt like since it's such an imperative thing to have, and it's not that much money, that we could just let that slide and just not cut anything from it. Travel is important, but again, $10,000, that's a lot. You know, I feel like they could slash that in half and still, you know, have plenty of money for traveling. And then entertainment, again, they're not spending that much money on it anyways. It's only $500, and that's mostly just for like providing snacks and stuff if you're having a, you know, like a meeting or whatever, or like a company party, whatever. So I think you could still get enough snacks and things like that for everybody with $1,000. So again, that's why I cut what I cut, and thank you.